The Edo period was one of relative peace in Japan, following many years of war between competing samurai. It was also marked by nearly complete isolation from the West. That is one reason it may have allowed sexual experimentation, but only within certain bounds. Homosexuality was practiced among samurai for centuries and commercialized during the Edo period. During this period, a group called third gender, adolescent males seen as the height of beauty in early modern Japan. They were sexually available to both older men and women. Known as Wakashu, they are one of several examples of gender and sex in Japan before the adoption of Western sexual mores in the late 1800s. Wakashu describes when a male reaches puberty but is not yet an adult. They wore their hair in a topknot, with a small, shaved portion at the crown of the head that was a way to identify Wakashu. Wakashu clothes were similar to those worn by unmarried young women, colorful kimonos with long, flowing sleeves. It was socially permissible for a Wakashu to have sex with either men or women. Marriages and sexual liaisons occurred at an earlier age than the present day, partly because people died so much younger, often by their late 30s. Practically every Japanese male went through a Wakashu stage, which ended with a coming-of-age ceremony called Jinpaku, denoted by changes in clothing and hairstyle. After this ceremony, they would take up their roles as men in society. Relationships between two Wakashu were not tolerated. Any sexual relationship with men ended after a Wakashu completed his coming-of-age ceremony. In the Edo period, a samurai warrior would make a Wakashu his apprentice, lover, and companion until the young Wakashu came of age. According to some reports, all samurai took Wakashu regardless of social class or standing, and it was considered suspicious not to do so, but it was the boy that approached the warrior. Wakashu are well represented in Japanese art. They show Wakashu in various ways, especially with samurais. The Edo period ended after Japan was humiliated by demands from a militarily superior USA, and it was then in the late 1860s, as Japan rushed to adopt Western technology and forms of government, that it also imported more rigid Western notions of gender and sex. The tradition of Wakashu ended.